Hi guys, this is going to be a review on The Perfect Guy starring Michael Ealy, the blue-eyed devil, as they say. Sanaa Lathan, Morris Chestnut. There's definitely a lot of eye candy in this movie. Michael Ealy, Morris Chestnut, two fine male specimens. I will see any movie those two men are in. So, of course, I had to go see this movie. And also, I really do love Sanaa Lathan. I loved her ever since Love and Basketball. I've pretty much seen every movie that she's been in. So, when I saw the trailer for this movie, of course, I had to go see it. It is definitely, I can see it's going to be like a trend, because there was a movie last year that was with Taraji P. Henson and Idris Elba that was kind of the same frame as like the suspenseful thriller starring black actors, which is cool. It's nice to see black actors play in different types of movies, because it's a rarity to have them in suspenseful thrillers such as this. Usually it's a comedy or action movie or the Tyler Perry movies. So let me go ahead with the review. Sanaa Lathan, she is this gorgeous lobbyist. Forgot her character's name. We're just gonna call her Sanaa. She lives in LA. She lives in an amazing house. She has a great boyfriend, a great car, a great job, but you know, she wants to get married and have a family. And Morris Chestnut is her boyfriend in the beginning of the movie, and he's not having it. He's not ready, is what he says. So she breaks up with him. Then she meets Michael Ealy. It's like you break up with the gorgeous guy and then you meet an even more gorgeous guy around the corner. I would just say it was meant to be. Of course, he's charming and gorgeous and sexy and polite and respectful and sexy again. So, of course, at first she falls head over heels in love with him. But his true colors show very early on in the movie. I think not even 10 minutes in, we see that he's cray-cray. He and Sanaa are at a gas station. He's in a car, and you can see this in the trailer. He beats the crap out of a guy that he thinks is hitting on Sanaa Lathan's character. Beats the crap out of him, freaks Sanaa Lathan out, and then she breaks up with him. Well, we found out later that he's actually a sociopath or a psychopath. I'm not sure what the correct term is, but he's crazy. He's cray-cray. And here's the thing about Michael Ealy. I love Michael Ealy as an actor. I think he's an incredible actor. He's really, really good. And of course, he's gorgeous. But he plays crazy like a little too good. You know how there's actors and then they're like, okay, he's a good actor. He plays crazy really well. And then there's actors who are like, no, he must be crazy in real life to play crazy that good. I feel like Michael Ealy might be a little cray-cray in real life because he plays crazy a little too well. I remember for Colored Girls, he played the crazy father who killed his kids. And then he was also in Their Eyes Was Watching God with Halle Berry, and he went crazy because he got tuberculosis or something. I forgot what disease he had in that movie, but he plays crazy a little too good. And he plays it very, very, very well in this movie. When they break up, you know, he's crazy. He's stalking her. He follows her to work. There's this scene, he breaks into her house and he like sits from her dirty wine glass. He puts her toothbrush in his mouth and like sucks on it. It was gross. Even people in the audience was like, ew. Like you could just hear like a collective like, ugh, kind of groan in the movie theater when he did that. And that's when you're like, okay, he's like crazy, not sexy crazy, because there's a line between someone who's fine and crazy. I'm like, okay, he's just like, he's crazy, but I can deal with it because he's fine. But then there's like crazy, like you need to go and get some help. You're certifiable. You need to be in a white jacket. So she goes to the police and she tries to get help, and they're basically, you know, we can't really do anything because he hasn't done anything to you. There's no proof of what he's done. She's pissed off about that, and she has to wait until he basically like does something that she can get a restraining order against him for. During this time though, Morris Chestnut comes back because he misses her. He decided he made a mistake and that he really does want to be with her and like start a family and, you know, settle down or whatever. So then they get back together. If Michael Ealy's character wasn't crazy before, that made him even crazier. There's a point in the movie he's underneath the bed. You can see this in the trailer. While Sanaa and Morris Chestnut's characters are having sex, and he's just underneath the bed listening. So creepy. Like now you're crossing over into the gross factor, like the super gross factor, even more gross than before. Of course, he has to do something about it. He kidnaps or steals Sanaa Lathan's cat. Oh, and also he's like an IT professional, so he's like hacking into her computer, going through all her files, hacking. He put a camera in her room to like record her and Morris Chestnut's character having sex, and he like downloads it to her work email and sends it out to everybody that she works with. She gets fired. And then there's other stuff that happens near the end of the movie. I can say this, that Michael Ealy does kill some people in this movie. So there are people that you'll see in the beginning that will be gone by the end of the movie. And I'll give specifics near the end of this video with spoilers if you do want to hear. He basically like ruins her life. She's scared. She feels like she can't go anywhere. He's following her. Like near the end, she goes to the police officer or the detective. And she's like, you know, what can I do? This is ridiculous. He's going to kill me. The detective tells her a story, quote unquote, but basically it's advice that he's giving her. He's like, you need to buy a shotgun, and if anything happens, if he comes to your house, you can always say that he was intruding and you can shoot him. You can shoot to kill. So she takes that advice and she handles her business. That's what I will say. The only problem I really have with this movie is that for like more than half of the movie, I think that maybe an hour and a half, I'll say an hour in, she really doesn't like fight back too much or do anything to protect herself. She just goes to the police, and then Morris Chestnut like has a scene where he's threatening Michael Ealy's life, like don't touch my girl, whatever, and that's basically it. He's pretty much terrorizing her, and for the longest time she doesn't do anything, not until the very end. She gets back at him, like the same thing that he was doing to her, like going to their job and messing it up. She goes to his job and basically gets him fired by saying that, you know, she has a restraining order against him. She goes and crashes a date that he's on and tells the little girl, like, he's crazy, step away, he's a murderer, like, don't mess with him. Overall, it was a decent movie. Was it the best movie, like, suspense thriller I ever saw? Not necessarily. I actually think a Deed movie with Idris Elba, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and Taraji P. Henson from last year, I actually think was better than this one. But they're in the same realm, so if you did see that movie and you liked it, then you can totally see this movie and you'll like it too. Yeah, I'm all for supporting Black movies, Black actresses, Black actors. I love Sanaa Lathan, Morris Chestnut. I've grown up with these actors. Gosh, Morris Chestnut was in Boyz n the Hood. That must have been like 25 years ago. I'm not too sure. And then Sanaa Lathan, she was in Love and Basketball, The Best Man, Brown Sugar. She's in a lot. If you want to know more spoilers, then continue watching. If you don't, then I would suggest clicking off. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye. So Michael Ealy's character, fine. It's fine as hell, charming, sexy, yummy, 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 yum, yum. But he cray, super cray. And he kills, spoiler alert, he kills Morris Chestnut's character. And then he also kills the neighbor of Sanaa Lathan. He was kind of snooping around Sanaa Lathan's house, and the neighbor from across the street saw him, and so he couldn't let her live after that. So he throws her down the stairs in her own house. And let me elaborate on how he does this. This is why sometimes I do not like horror movies or thrillers, because the people make the stupidest decisions, right? So she goes over to Sanaa Lathan's house and she sees that he's kind of rummaging around, snooping around. Obviously he's crazy, he looks crazy. So she runs away back across the street to her house, right? And she's not even running fast. I'm like, you need to run, he's gonna kill you, he's crazy. She's not even running fast, but miraculously, she makes it inside her house and she slams the door, she locks it, and she closes it. Michael's character comes up and he's like banging on the door, hardcore, like really loud. He's trying to lock, he's jiggling it. He's banging super hard, and she just stands there. She just stands there and looks at the door. She doesn't yell. She doesn't run and try to get the phone and call 911. She doesn't try to get a weapon to protect herself. She doesn't try to brace something against the door like an ottoman or a dresser or anything. Like, do something. All she does, literally all she does, is just stand there and look at the door, frightened like this. That's it, right? Okay, so and he's like knocking on the door. He must have been knocking on this door, banging against it for a good like 5 minutes. I feel like it was 5 minutes in the movie, right? So then suddenly he stops and he disappears. He's gone. And she still just stands there. Now, common sense will let me know there's no reason he would give up that easily. He was like banging on the door for 5 minutes. He's not gonna give up that easily. Obviously, he's trying to find another way into the house. And guess what? He did. He found another way to the house. I don't know how, because they didn't even show it. He just showed up behind her and put her in a chokehold. And that's what happened. And then after that, he threw her down the stairs. He literally came out like the Sandman, out of nowhere, put her in a chokehold behind her now. So I don't know if he came through a back kitchen or like the basement, a side entrance. Like, they don't show that. He just comes out of nowhere behind her, chokes her, put her in a chokehold, and then throws her down the basement stairs, and she breaks her neck. You could have prevented that, lady. She was just standing there while he was banging on that door. And then with Morris Chestnut's character, it was a little, it was kind of a letdown, because I was thinking it was going to be like some big, drawn out, like, battle between them. It's going to be like fist fights or, you know, like weapons or some type, I don't know, martial arts, like something. I thought it would just be a lot bigger than what it was. He does kill him, but he kills him like with a car accident, kind of. He takes the lug nuts. Is that what they're called? Lug nuts? The little round things that keep the, what's that thing on the car? The tire wheel. Those round things that keep that metal thing on the tire. I know the name of it. Anyway, he loosens the lug nuts, and then Morris Chestnut gets in the car and he's driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, I believe. The tire like just falls off, and then the car rolls down the cliff. He's like, Morris Chestnut's character, he's pretty dead. Like, he's pretty much already dead. I'm sure he's paralyzed. He had blood like streaming from his face and everything. And all Michael did was put his hand over his face and like suffocate him.